For beauty, we sacrifice. My name is Kevin. What I did for the Cost of Beauty, helped with production, helped, like you said, scheduling, keeping track of where we were in the shoot, keeping track of what scenes we were shooting, the kind of the shots being shot in the scene that we were doing. But then, I was, obviously there, to just try to make sure that the dream comes to life and do whatever we needed to get the job done that day. First impression was that it was very interesting. I'm always interested when kind of fresh ideas or a new twist on ideas come to life, and was really intrigued to see how it was going to come to life in the real world. And wanted to see how the actors put their spin on it, how that could mesh with, your vision as well, and then, the overall project. And that's why I'm really excited for the people to see it, to give their feedback on that. So we were shooting a scene, not to give too much away, but going into a club. So that day it was cold, it was windy. Shout out to the actresses, man, holding it down in their club attire. It was cold out there, but so it just wasn't really cooperating for what we needed. So myself and Candace, we were kind of walking around the area trying to find if there was somewhere close where we could move and shoot. It ended up not working out, but then Candace came up with the idea of, hey, let's go to this other location. We should block the wind. It does have some lighting. We went over there, got a few extras in there as well. Worked out great for the scene. The lighting was really good. I think, obviously, the guys got a lot of good B-roll for that as well. So that location actually ended up being better than our first location, and it kept the production of the movie on track. So we didn't have to come back, the next weekend or 2 weekends from then to try to capture that same scene. So I feel like one of the hardest parts is to keep it on track. Whenever you get out there in that environment, ideas are gonna start flowing. It's, oh man, it would be cool if we did this, or did we get enough angles of this, that, or the other. But sometimes, if we're at a park or something, normally we kind of have unlimited, time, because it's a park, we can be out there, for however long we need. But if we are, on a location, we only have that location for a certain amount of time or a certain number of days, and we've got to get XYZ knocked out in that certain, amount of time. So we really have to be kind of stringent and strict to our schedule when that's happening. So therefore we don't run over the time, we don't infringe on the people that have allowed us into their space. But then, for the logical part of it, again, it just kind of ties back into that, because there's always going to be these kind of grandiose ideas that all of us have. Like, man, it'd be dope if we could cascade somebody down from the ceiling, and you're like, oh man, that would be cool. But then, one thing you learn, and okay, well, hey guys, if we do that, we got to take everything right here and go relight or light this over here to then shoot over here. And it's not just one shot. It's, I need this shot, a close up, a POV. I need all these other things that can, again, get you off schedule, get you off task. And it may be super cool, but at the end of the day, you don't have time to do that, and it might mess up what you're doing, and the movie might not even need it at all. So now you might push yourself back when you didn't need to. Now you got to go back, and at the end of the day, it just costs you more money and more time. For me, it's just a good reminder that nothing in life is free. One of my favorite authors, Napoleon Hill, said there is no such thing as something for nothing. Everything comes at a cost, and you just have to, ask yourself, are you willing to pay it? Whether good, bad, right, wrong, and different, everything has a price. So, cautionary. Definitely cautionary would be the word. Again, there's so much out there in life that we all want, that we all need, feel like we gotta have. Are you willing to pay the cost for it? So, in whatever you endeavor to do in life, if you endeavor to make a movie, go talk to somebody who's made a movie before. Because I guarantee you there are things that you aren't even thinking about, you gotta pay for, or time that you're gonna have to spend to bring your vision to life. I'm not saying that to discourage anybody from going to do it, because please go do it and bring your idea, to the masses. Just, do a little research, heed people's warnings, and proceed with some caution.
We'll have a lot of money and a lot of mistakes then.
There you go. You're either going to trade time or money.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a lot of money, you're going to trade a lot of time. If you got a lot of money, you can buy people's time.
Yeah, that's
so, man, just want to shout out everybody who spent their time, their efforts, their energy, their money to help Percy Howard Field Company bring this to life. Want to shout out to you, my brother, for obviously coming up with this great idea and then having the courage to put it out there. Because I think there are a lot of people that have a lot of great ideas but don't necessarily have the courage to step out there and do it. There were days when we could all be out there helping you. There were days when you was out there doing it by yourself. Shout out to the actresses, shout out to the makeup crew, to the wardrobe people, to the people that did come out and help with the lighting, the people that were out there being extras. Definitely shout out to the people that let us use their establishments to come out there and film some of these scenes. Anybody that helped with props, thank you to you guys as well, and to anybody interested in this. I would just say if you're looking for something that is a little suspenseful, that is a little bit maybe different from kind of what's out there right now, definitely check it out. If you've ever thought about what the cost of beauty is to yourself, I think this is something for you, because I think most people will find a way to connect with it and see themselves in the film as well. Okay. Obviously, you can find me at the Fit Realtor on Facebook, at the Fit Realtor on TikTok as well. On there, you'll see me doing some real estate stuff, getting into powerlifting, looking to compete here in the next year with that as well. And then Charlie and myself, we will be bringing to you guys a new podcast, the 5-Minute Mentor. We're going to be having a lot of fun with that one. So be on the lookout for that if you're in need of a mentor or you're looking for people to mentor yourself. We would love to sit down and talk with you guys.